What's up guys, Paladin here, and today I'm coming at you with a video on the 9.1 PTR. We're going to take a look at Ret. We are just going to do an overview of the new talents, well, I guess they're called Soulbinds, conduit traits, whatever you want to call them. Unfortunately, they are not providing any renown boosts on the PTR, so we can't actually go into the gameplay. Otherwise, we'd have to re-grind the entire Covenant on the PTR, so no thank you, but we can actually give a decent overview of what these traits do. Alright, so we're going to start with the Plague Divisor Marileth, something like that. So as for all Soulbinds, we get an additional potency slot, and then we get two options right here. Now, so far, I'm not a huge fan of where Blizzard is going with the first row defensive traits. It looks like almost every Soulbind for every Covenant has some sort of significant defensive boost through these traits. And what the Plague Divisor gets right here is Undulating Maneuvers. Not sure if I said that right either, but yeah, while above 80% health, 5% of the damage taken is delayed and spread out over 5 seconds. This seems fairly strong to me. It's just about, like, you know, a 5% damage delay. Really, you can read this as a 5% damage reduction above 80% HP, because it's going to slow the damage down slow enough where you can just easily heal it with a small heal over time effect. But really, you can just read this as games are going to be more damp if you press this trait. Now, what else do we have over here? Viscous Trail. Oh god, guys, my English, my reading comprehension, oof. When struck by a snare, you drop a puddle that lasts for 10 seconds. Enemies that step in the puddle are slowed by 70% for 5 seconds and may only occur once every 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and have a large pass on that one. Due to the 1 minute cooldown and the 5 second duration. That seems very insignificant, especially when compared with essentially 5% damage reduction above 80% HP. As for the last the last trait right here, Kevin's Oozling. Who's Kevin, by the way? Is this Kevin? No, this is Marileth or whatever. I have no idea who Kevin is, but anyways, Vanquisher's Hammer summons Kevin's Oozling to fight alongside you for 10 seconds. The attacks cause your enemies to take 2% additional damage from you, and he periodically grants your allies an absorb shield that absorbs 217 damage. Now, I'm sure those aren't actual numbers, like 217 is essentially nothing, so I'm sure that maybe scales with strength or intellect, something like that. So we'd have to see when, you know, someone that is actually Necrolord comes and tests this out. But from reading it as is, we can read this as a 2% damage increase when you press your Vanquisher's Hammer. Not that significant, in my opinion. But yeah, again, we'll need real PvP testing to check this out. So, overall, I'm going to go ahead and pass on Plague Divisor. The only really strong trait he has, I guess he has two really strong traits. This is a little bit better for casters, ultimate form, because as a melee you kind of want to actually channel this as a defensive a lot of the time. And oozes frictionless coating, that is a really strong right here. The 15% shield every 30 seconds, that's really nice. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what is this guy called? I don't even know what this guy's called. I think he's called Emeni, this middle guy. I could be wrong. Yeah, no, it says it right there, Emeni. I'm stupid. Okay. So, the new traits we get here is Resilient Stitching. While above 90% health, you gain a shield that absorbs 7,552 magic damage for 1 minute. This effect has a 1 minute cooldown. What? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the shield itself, that's kind of small. Let me see here. Wait, no, it's not. That's kind of crazy. Get a 7,552 magic damage shield every 1 minute. That's just about half of Shield of Vengeance. Yeah, that's roughly half of Shield of Vengeance right there. Every 1 minute. So that pretty much lines up. So Shield of Vengeance is, you know, baseline 2 minute cooldown for about 15k. This is like 7.5k. Wow. That is very strong right there. And then Slow. After standing still for 5 seconds, the next time you move, you and your nearby allies gain 20% increased move speed for 10 seconds. So maybe this is more of a PvE thing right here. Because you're never really standing still in PvP. And then for the last trait, Pustule Eruption. Fleshcraft covers you in 3 pustules for 1 second, or per 1 second channeled. Taking damage or being healed pops a pustule, ew. Dealing 1,000 nature damage to nearby enemies and healing nearby allies for about 1,500 split between them. I'm not sure if those are the real numbers. If they are, those are very, very insignificant numbers. Like 3,000 extra damage through channeling Fleshcraft is not big at all. That's like, I don't know, a judgment, something like that. Very small, considering the cooldown of Fleshcraft. But it just adds a little bit extra to Fleshcraft, and I guess that's okay. Alright, now to Bonesmith. What do we get here? Waking Bone Breastplate. When 3 or more enemies are nearby, your maximum health is increased by 5%. This effect lingers for 5 seconds. I'm not sure that this is that strong. It does not sound that strong, if you ask me. But also, we're going to have to determine what is considered close, right? Like if that's like 20 yards or something like that, maybe that's not that bad. An extra 5% HP, because you could always have that up in 3s. And then you have Carver's Eye right here. Damaging an enemy above 9% health grants you 152 mastery for 5 seconds, up to 5 stacks. You cannot gain this benefit from the same target for 10 seconds. So this one looks interesting to me. A lot of people are saying, oh, that's a crazy amount of mastery. But to me, it doesn't look like you can stack this mastery on the same target. So you'd have to swap back and forth every 5 seconds from targets who have above 90% HP. Because according to the wording, the buff lasts for 5 seconds. And if you want to stack it, you can't stack it on the same target for 10 seconds. So you can theoretically never, if you're just hitting one target, you'll never go above 1 stack. So yeah, you're swapping back and forth, something like that. But in PvP, again, targets aren't going to stay at above 90% HP for very long at all. So maybe in PvE, this is good. You can really get a quick max 5 stack right there. That's an insane amount of mastery. To be honest, that's a really high mastery. Even just a 1 stack is a lot of mastery. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be hard to stack. So from my conclusion, oh, I'm sorry, I got to go over the last trait right here. All right. Mnemonic Equipment. Okay, Mnemonic Equipment. When you damage an enemy that is below 35% health, 3% of the damage done is repeated over 5 seconds. Healing an ally grants the ability to have their damage repeat this way at 30% effectiveness for 5 seconds. So what this is saying is it's basically giving you a 3% damage buff when you're hitting targets below 35% HP. Who knows? Maybe Massacre Execute Warriors. Geez, like another 3% damage on your execute. That's pretty big. But for Ret Paladins, I don't think this is going to be too significant. Especially when we're talking about losing Pelagos, guys, and losing Divine Toll. What this comes down to is I don't think, even though some of these defensive traits, like this, it's 7,500 Magic Shield sounds kind of crazy. I don't think any of these are going to warrant dropping Pelagos, whatever you guys want to call him, and Divine Toll from Kyrian. Unless casters run absolutely rampant and somehow Resilient Stitching is kind of good, and Necrolord becomes really good for the shield because the rest's just getting pooped on by Frost Mages and Chaos Bolt Destro locks all the time next patch, then we can consider going Necrolord. But in terms of raw damage, Kyrian is still the best in my opinion. Necrolord definitely got some interesting traits. My alt Necro Ret, I honestly I like hardly ever touch him, but it's it's possible. You definitely get a lot more tanky by going Necrolord. But yeah, that's my review for the Necrolord Retribution tree with the Soulbinds and my thoughts. In conclusion, I would not go Necrolord. I would stay Kyrian. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next video. Be sure to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/lovelady and PvP. I stream there occasionally. See you next time. Peace.